up, everybody? Rothstein here, Betting Public Sports Show. I'm your beloved host, Fame Rothstein, a.k.a. Michael Snackson, a.k.a. Bay O Wolf, a.k.a. Malcolm Excellence, a.k.a. Hacksaw Jim Thuggin. Today's Saturday, September 21st, 2024. And of course, we got joints for you, okay? It's the I Got Joints edition of the Betting Public Sports Show. But before I get into that, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Leave comments. Share the program. Okay? Help us fight the algorithm, as everybody likes to say now. Okay? Last time we published Thursday, we were 2-1. We were 1.5 points, 2 points from a perfect day. Listen, but the best thing about not hitting that was because we pushed the 2 we won were from the NFL game. We said that the Jets would cover the 6.5, 7. Well, they whooped them easy in 24-3. And we said that Alan Lazard would get an anytime touchdown. When I booked it, it was plus 370. Some sites I saw it. Some books when I saw it kickoff, it was like 275 or something like that. So either way, you made good money on that one. I told you for shits and giggles, we would try a scoreless quarter. Didn't happen. And but that was for shits and giggles. And the one we really lost was the college game. We said the over-under was 62.5. We said it would go over 63.5. We added a point to it. The final total was, what, 62? Exactly. So it doesn't hit the original spread, and we missed ours. They had time. I mean, there was... What's that school? Appalachian State just didn't fight back. I mean, they was down 21-0 before you blinked. And they just really wasn't fighting back. And, plus they had to even get to 62. It took a Hail Mary at the end of the first half to really even get that. So, not really upset about that. All right, but we don't dwell on wins. We don't dwell on losses. We keep going. Now we got 3 for you today. Okay. Listen, if you on this channel thinking I'm going to give you just all the big teams, no. The teams I watch and follow. Some of these smaller teams on the FBS level, the Division I. Some of those smaller conferences. Sun Belt, the Mountain West, teams like that. Everything can't be from the Big Ten and the SEC, So yeah, and today we've got some small school action that's going to hit for us. All right, so let's get right to it. Starting at noon, we've got Rice University Eagles going from Houston, Texas, all the way to West Point, New York, to take on the Army Black Knights. Okay, Rice. Let me tell you something. Rice just came back into football a couple years ago. They were trying to do like this conference where it was more competitive for a school like Rice. Rice is basically a down southwest Ivy school. You know what I'm saying? Just probably a little bigger, a little more athletic than the Ivy League teams of Columbia, Yale, Harvard. Those guys. Really smart people to go there. You gotta be smart to get in there, even if it's athletic. You gotta be, genuinely a smart guy. And they don't really produce much NFL talent or athletic talent. The only athlete I remember coming out of there at any sport was Jose Cruz Jr., baseball player. He had a flash in the pan in the Major League Baseball. His dad, Jose Cruz Sr., used to play for the Houston Astros in the 80s. But yeah, so Rice, there's not much to expect from them. They rumbled. They got rumbled by an FCS school, a Division One AA school. Final score was Rice 35-21, but it's like, damn, is that close with you all in an FCS school? And then you know what kind of guys you got with Army, the service academy kids. You know, really smart kids, decent athletics, and every now and then you'll get a pro out there. Napoleon Kaufman, Roger Staubach from back in the day. Every now and then you'll get a pro out of one of the service academies. And what was DeAndre Carter even last year from Army. But do you know what they're going to run? They're going to run that triple option from under center as well. And Army, there's no real difference between the Army athlete and the Rice athlete. The only difference really is that the Rice athletes don't want to go through that extra year or two that you got to do in the service academies after you graduate, after you stop playing. Now, one player on Rice, E.J. Warner. He's the son of NFL Hall of Fame quarterback Kurt Warner. Won the Super Bowl with the Rams. And every time I think of Kurt Warner, I can only think of his wife, Jim Rome, the former Sports Talk host. He was Pat McAfee before Pat McAfee. Jim Rome was. Just talking shit and didn't care. But yeah, he used to... I'm not going to say the name. We used to call her Cloris Warner. After Cloris Leachman. You have to go see the actress Cloris Leachman and see Kurt Warner's wife from the 90s, what she looked like. And you'll catch it. It's hysterical. That's what Jim Rome used to do. I mean, he used to talk shit like that to people. But Army is a 7.5 point favorite, and I think they're going to beat them by 2 touchdowns. At least double digits. Army's going to, they're going to crack them. These Rice athletes, they're just not, that triple option. It's just a different brand of football that unless you see it regularly, you're in Army, Navy's conference, you're going to struggle with it. Air Force's conference, you're going to struggle with it. Okay? And again, Rice athlete is just not, there's nothing to write home about. There's no NFL players coming off of that team. E.J. Warner might get a cup of coffee because one of Kurt's teams felt like they, at least want to give his son a shot. Arizona or the Cardinals or the Giants or something. But Arizona or the St. Louis Rams, I should say. They used to be the St. Louis Cardinals, but Kurt played for the Arizona Cardinals. But I digress. So yeah, we're gonna take Army minus whatever spread you got, 7, 7.5, 8. They'll probably beat them. I'm sure they'll beat them by double digits. But we're gonna take Army on the spread minus 7.5. All right. Then at 3:30, then we got 2 teams. Listen, no disrespect to Area 57. What was it, Area 51, whatever it is, Roswell, New Mexico. No disrespect to none of you people. No disrespect if you're a low bowl or an Aggie. I love you just the same, but I gotta go against both of you today. Okay? First one is at 7, where you've got the New Mexico State Aggies going to Sam Houston to take on the Bearcats. We've had Sam Houston State on here recently, and they covered for us. What was that, last week? They smoked somebody real good. They were only favored by 4 and whooped on them real good. See, the season is kind of too early to really, kind of break down these teams and these stats or even hold them reliable. Because like I told you about Appalachian State game from the other night, from Thursday. I mean, nothing said that Appalachian State would get whooped on like that. But like I said, everybody's got an FCS school on their schedule. State stats are inflated. They're not really reliable at the present time. But we do know that New Mexico State is 1-2, and they got pummeled by Arizona. They rumbled with the FCS school, got pummeled by Arizona, and somebody else and got smacked by 48 by Fresno State, and that was last week. Yeah, they just the defense is. I mean, they give it up nearly 6 yards a rush on the ground. Like that's not. I don't care if that's FCS, FBS, whatever. I don't give a damn if that's little league. That's just way you're getting over half of first down on one carry. You're not going to be in a game for very long when that kind of shit happens. Excuse me, that kind of stuff. Okay, and then Sam Houston State, they're a Texas team. They're going to be loaded with players. There's so many players in Texas and California. So many athletes. So many big athletes, Division I level athletes, at least size-wise anyway. They're going to always be able to fill out a nice roster, whether it's Sam Houston, Texas, TCU, Baylor. They're going to always have a good squad, these Texas schools. So, and Sam Houston State is minus 16 at home against New Mexico State. I love that number just because New Mexico State being on the road and they're playing Sam Houston State. Like I said, they're an up and coming FBS school, and they're already better than New Mexico State. All right, so we're gonna take the Bearcats of Sam Houston State to cover that 16. All right, and then the last game, 8:30 kickoff. We got the other team from New Mexico. We've got Fresno State, the Bulldogs, going to the New Mexico Aggies. I'm sorry, the New Mexico Lobos. New Mexico State's the Aggies. New Mexico's the Lobos. Okay? Now, the Lobos, again, it's just... Okay, I take that back. The Lobos was the one that got rumbled with against FCS school. It doesn't matter. Both teams are 1 and 2, and it's just not enough players in the state of New Mexico. And who wants to go there? Who wants to go there? What NFL level player, next level player, whether it could be the damn World League of Football, whatever that stuff is, who wants to go there and play for New Mexico? You know what I'm saying? And they're playing the Fresno State Bulldogs. And Fresno State is, they get busy. They're one of those teams, one of those California teams, Cal, Fresno, UCLA, USC, those teams, they always get players out of California, even with Oregon poaching them. They always seem to get players. They've always got Division I players, NFL next level players on their rosters. And I like Fresno State. They're 13-point favorites on the road. I was like, oh, that's too many points on the road. Yeah. But not against one of these damn New Mexico teams. It ain't going to happen. Fresno State's going to smoke them. They get busy. So we're going to take Fresno to cover that on the road. Minus 13. No hook. All right? So let's recap. Noon. We got Army hosting Rice. Army, we're going to cover that 7.5. Army minus 7.5. Okay? 7:30. Okay? At 7:30, we've got not 7:30, it's 7 p.m. We've got New Mexico State at Sam Houston State. We're going to take Sam Houston State minus 16, okay? And then at 8:30, we've got New Mexico hosting Fresno State. Fresno State minus 13, easy. They'll win by 3 touchdowns, all right? But there you have it. You got plenty of time to get online, get in line to get to the bag. Remember, take these individually. You cannot parlay without taking each individual. Might cost you a few bucks, but still, you want to make sure you get something back. Okay? And plus parlays is just, 3 is the max I would do anyway, but I usually do tours, same game. But I digress. Make sure you like, subscribe to the program. All right. We got plenty of time to get online, get in line, and get to the bag. You know the show's motto. There's games to be played. There's money to be made. We'll be back tomorrow with the Sunday NFL action plus both Monday night games. All right. Might even wait till Monday to do Monday night games since there's 2 of them. All right. But don't forget, like, subscribe to the channel, leave comments, share the program, and we'll be back tomorrow to talk about it. But until then, everybody, be well. Peace.